Hey, if you're anything like me, you're quarantined, stuck. I mean, like on lockdown, considering everything that's going on. But that doesn't really mean that you should not be creative. I guess for creatives, that's more of the joy, looking to find inspiration in things. And I guess we'll talk about that. Let's do it. So, COVID-19, we've been talking about it. It's been plaguing our world. It's been changing the lives of people and businesses alike. But one thing as creatives, like we can find inspiration to create, if you will. And that's something I've been trying to do and getting better at it. And today we're going to do 4 things that you can kind of do to get creative or get inspired during this quarantine time. I mean, this is not a how to be creative. This is more of trying to see things from a different aspect or a different light, if you will. One tip that you can do to stay creative during this quarantine time is to reset your goals. A lot of people have set them at the beginning of the year or even for parts of last year. And kind of with everything going on, lost sight of that. So this is a perfect time to step back, rethink, revisit those goals to see if they're not only still in line with what you really want to do, if they're congruent with your newfound goals given the circumstance, or even like to-do lists that you may have had that either you wanted to complete and never got around to doing it or whatnot. Just ideas of looking at where to start and how to get started within this time. Tip number 2 for staying creative during this time is to explore some of the things you never really got around to doing. You know, that household task list, the to-do list that you ever so wanted to complete, whether it was building that cabinet, learning guitar, or I don't know, learning how to cook. These are all areas that we kind of overlook moving day to day or moving throughout our world, that you can kind of take a step back and revisit those things. And in doing so, you'll find that maybe building IKEA cabinets is something you love to do. So then you probably get into interior design or just refurnishing your whole place. It's a great idea. Or culinary skills. A lot of people that I know choose to do kind of Uber Eats or the convenience of stores versus actually cooking a meal. And these times allow us to say, hey, this is out of the ordinary. Let's look at it in a positive way. And then let's just experiment. And experimentation always yields different results. So tip number 3 with being creative during this quarantine time is to, actually, this might be one of the challenging things for people to even talk about or discuss. And it's to complete those projects you find difficult or those tasks you find difficult. I know, tax season, people don't like to do their taxes. People don't like to do a budget and expense sheet or clean out that closet of stuff that's been lurking for years. Those are all those difficult tasks or things you've been putting off. It's best that you take the time to kind of look at those things and then tackle them, right? Like building on your strengths only solidify that you're strong in that area, but building on your weaknesses and tackling things that are uncomfortable builds you overall. Not only from a character perspective, but from a holistic perspective. So tackle those things. Stop running from them. I mean, it's pretty much either fear, laziness, whatever it is. I don't know, no judgment here. It's just a matter of look at those things that you find difficult or uncomfy and then go for it. Tackle them, move through it. Your life will be better. Just telling you. And it's time. I mean, what else are you doing other than binge watching Netflix? Just saying. And the last tip I'll give you for being creative during this time is to start a side project. I've had a ton of those, not only from clients, but things that I wanted to experiment, concepts that I wanted to get out. And I think that this is a very valuable time in doing so. It will allow for more experimentation. The reason being is because there is a lot of things that you can actually get out, those ideas, the pieces of inspiration, whether it's writing that book, whether it's finishing that song or completing that album project. There's so many things that you can take on now, or getting your entrepreneurial game up. A lot of people talk about these side hustles and things of that nature and then complain that they don't have the time. Well, your time is now. And what are you waiting for? Those are a couple tips that could help you get creative, accomplish the things you need to do during this time, and look at things in a more positive light. It may be challenging now given all the circumstances and given all the things that are going on in the world, but it's not impossible. So, that's all I got. What about you? If you found this helpful, you know what to do. Click that bell, get subscribed, click these things, thumbs up. And hell, if you dislike it, then don't like it at all. Or leave me something rude in the comments. Just, it's helpful. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.